Hi, how are you doing?
Good. It's a good day. I love
Yeah,
this rain. I love the storm.
yeah, it's awesome. It's real
Yes.
beautiful here, out in Osage County
Yeah, that's where I am. Where are you exactly?
in Hominy.
Hominy. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's crazy where I'm at. I'm like right on the edge of Osage County.
like
It's
uh,
it's
like the
Tulsa.
the hills around the Gilcrease.
Yes, I'm right by the Post Oak Lodge.
Oh, nice. It's beautiful
Yeah,
there.
I love it. I've been so lucky. I've been here 5 years now and was so lucky to find this. It's just hidden. There's
Yeah.
nothing, nobody around me.
What's your dog's name? Does your dog
There's
like
Polly
it? Uh-huh.
and Soda Pup.
Okay. Soda pup. That's nice. I bet they like it out there.
Oh my gosh. Polly showed up in my front yard as a puppy and she was skin and bones. I mean, matted with ticks like I had never seen before. And I took her, got her fixed up, and was going to find a home for her and everything. And I was like, this is my dog.
Yeah.
She's the best dog I've ever had.
That's nice.
I love her.
That's nice.
And I got all my setup. I was thinking I should get my Joando in the background,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I was like, no, that'll be just too.
So how are you hanging in there? How have things been with you personally? You doing good and family's
Man,
good?
I'm thankful for, you know, in the beginning it was definitely, when all this first started, it was uneasy, just that uneasy feeling, like the unknown and mini panic. But then, once all that starts hitting, it's just like I'm the kind of person, I'm like, all right, here's the situation that's been given to me. What can I do to navigate this the best that I possibly can?
Yeah,
And it's been super important, and now more than ever for me, to literally take things one day at a time. Like,
right.
it's like that little saying couldn't be more perfect for now, because I can get ahead, worrying and worrying and worrying. It's just like, what is that going to do? How is that going to help you? So
Yeah.
being forced to be more creative than normal, but I'm doing good.
Great. Wonderful.
Yes, thank you.
And so how have you been connecting with people during this period? Like your employees, your customers, the people around you, because you're one of the
Yes.
most outgoing people I know, and I imagine it's a big switch to just be kind of cooped up and
uh, it's wild because I absolutely love, like we were talking before, like I love my quiet. I love being surrounded with nature. I love
Mhm.
being surrounded with quiet. But yeah, the interaction with people, it's like I've got two speeds. It's like super chill or I'm full on. So what I miss most about that is, having that beautiful little gem just sitting there, and it's not, getting to shine like it should. But I feel super fortunate. I feel like we all are, that I feel like we're being directed and led in the right way and doing the things that we should be doing, so we can get back open sooner than later. So I think we've been doing the right thing.
Yeah.
But as far as connecting with my customers, thank goodness I've been, I've always been active on social media,
Mhm.
and we already had a website built, thank goodness. And it just gave a time to really, go in, make sure your inventory is correct, add new products that were in the store that weren't on the website. And it's just, again, it's just being proactive with what you're given. Here's the situation, now what? And I heard a call yesterday, and they were talking about like tourism, $1.2 trillion loss so
Mm.
far. And but it was talking about now is the time for, of course I turn it on all towards with what I'm doing. Now is the time, make sure all your Google Analytics, all your information is correct. Make sure that, get the shop ready. I was in yesterday cleaning like crazy. It's like, now is the downtime to get it ready, because again, kind of the unknown of not knowing exactly when you can open back up. I would rather be prepared for them to say, you can open tomorrow, than panic, get back into that panic mode of, what do we do now? We can open. So I'm just trying to take one day at a time, but think ahead.
I think that's great advice for small business owners, or really anybody impacted by this. Even on a personal level, it gives you time to get your affairs in order, no matter who you are. And could you talk about how it's affected retail and tourism on a smaller scale? Because what you've built is essentially a tourist stop, a tourist destination, and you've been involved in retail downtown Tulsa for a long time. So how have you seen this this pandemic impacting that?
I think a lot of small businesses, with what I do with retail, it's not the easiest business in the world. I'm not making millions of dollars doing what I do. I do what I do because I love it. But what's hurting my heart with everything that's happening is some of the businesses that were already struggling, like the small shops, the small businesses, and that this has taken it down to where I've seen a couple already announce they're closing. And, that is the part that really, that hurts my heart. But, I hope that maybe with all of that, there's like a silver lining somewhere in it. But, again, it's just, our community in Tulsa is so supportive and so incredible. And I think it's the most important is that people, small business owners, not be afraid to say, I'm struggling. If you want to see this thing survive, I need your help. And it's the small business owner's responsibility to, if those things are offered out there, the small loans, all that, it's their job to go out and do that. But then it's also, get out and speak up, let people know, hey, if you want to see the shop survive through this, shop on the website. And I'm very conscious with the shops that one of the first, I have a great relationship with Angeline at Ida Red. And thank goodness we've been able to, bounce ideas back and forth off of each other. And, are you closing? What are you doing? Going back and forth and having that little spirit and community. But they were one of my first sales. I was like, I'm going to go on their website. And, I bought this cute little tea towel, and next thing you know, they buy something from my website. And it's just like those little things boost you up.
Yeah. And from a more practical side, can you talk about switching to online orders only, doing curbside pickup, stuff like that? How has that experience been? And also give a little shout out to your employees and the people helping you through this, because I'm sure that it'd be impossible without that,
Yes. I've got, thank goodness, in the past, my last shop, dwelling spaces, I had built up quite a large staff. Now I'm down to 2 people. With what I do now, it's a tiny shop. And so but I've got one gal, Liz Huckleby. She is there every Monday. She's huge supporter of Route 66. She's got the excitement, the energy. She also is a photographer. And the other day I was like, hey, would you like to go up to the shop and get out of your normal environment? Because I am doing enough sales to be like, hey, I want to keep her, excited and up, and her, just the mental state and everything, that we're going to come back. We're going to open back up. She went up, did inventory, and it was like the coolest thing. It made me feel good. It made her feel good. Emma, my other gal, she is a queen. She's doing all, okay, not to tell you, But I'm going to tell you, I'm 48 years old. Emma is 21. I need that these days. I need the young vision. I need that side. I need that help. She's been doing my newsletter, you know, keeping that side of things going. So yeah, if I didn't have that team and to bounce ideas off of them, I don't know what I'd do. So yeah, shout out to the Emma and Liz Huckleby.
Great. And for those who don't know, we kind of just skipped over this because we both know, but if you just did an elevator pitch to somebody of what Buck Adams is, how would you describe it?
Yes, so Buck Adams is a little gym on Route 66 in Tulsa, Oklahoma. We are in a 1950s gas station, 400 square feet, little souvenir shop, trinkets, t-shirts. You can get Route 66 items. And we have Buck Adam, which is a 21-foot tall roadside attraction. And he is what they call a muffler man. And those were originally made back in the 60s. But this is a new one, but still true to the original form of the muffler man. So it's real important to me to celebrate the history of Route 66 and what it was, but show people what it can be for the future. But yeah, you come by, take your picture with Buck, come in the shop, check things out. You might find something you can't live without.
That's great. And I wanted to ask, actually, I have a question here about how your shop preserves history. Because, you know, with the curio aspect of it and explaining the history of not only Tulsa, but the Mother Road of Oklahoma and other things like that, like even just going on your social media, it's not just a normal retailer trying to sell things. It seems to really teach people about the history of this place. So
Yes, and that's something, thank goodness, you know, I've always been, when I opened dwelling spaces, that was, at first it was just a fun gift shop, and then it turned into this love for Oklahoma. And I was like, wow, how cool is this? And then diving into that whole rabbit hole. And so it's kind of filtered on over into Buck Adams and what I do there. And it's so important to me personally to share what is available in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and, you know, and talking about the history of Route 66 and, you know, what it used to be and what it can be and why it's so special. You know, why is Route 66 so special? It's like the ultimate road trip, and, you know, it's a huge part of tourism and, you know, the financial dollars that come through. I had a really cool map of the world up, or I still have it up in the shop. And whenever people would come through, I have them pin where they're from. That thing is full from Australia. I mean, all over China. And it's so, you know, I'd heard those stories. So now being in that shop, it's so cool that I'm actually meeting these people face to face. And it's like, the best stories are when they come through and they find what a gem Tulsa is. They end up staying an extra night. So it's like, and I feel like I have a job, you know, you know me. I love, I love this interview because it makes me more excited about what I do. I might get a little emotional, like I always do. I wear my heart on my sleeve. But I feel like I have a job to do. Like, I don't think people should walk into the store, look around, and walk back out. I feel like it's my job for them to come in and for me to tell them what else is, you know, in our beautiful city. So I don't know. I feel like I have a job as a travel, you know, a travel agent. Like, while you're here, you must go see, you know, the Gathering Place, Kane's Ballroom, Philbrook Museum, the Woody Guthrie Center. You know, have you been to Jane's Delicatessen down the road? It's like, I have my own, I love telling people, while you're here, you must go see this, and this.
And Root as a platform, we're hoping that it can be something that gathers all of those places and events that make Tulsa what it is, that make it so special, and put those in one place. So it would be this sort of connective thread between those things.
Oh,
And so that's
yeah.
why it's important for us to feature places like you. And I spoke with Jeff Martin and all the events he hosts.
Yes.
I spoke with Jake Miller of Heirloom, and Kendall Whittier's just blowing up right now. It's amazing. So
Yes.
we actually had the neon sign lighting event up on the beta version of our website before all this happened. You know, we were launching an events website, and then a pandemic happened. So luckily, Matt's been great, and B, and everybody who's helping us transition to this sort of temporary site until we can roll out the full package. But
Yeah.
I was really upset that the neon lighting got postponed. Talk
Yeah.
about what that event's going to be like following this.
It's crazy that you ask, because right before this, I was talking to an old employee. Her name's Lily Cummings, and she just can't say who, but she just graduated from university in New Orleans.
Loyola?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that right? Loyola.
Yeah.
Yes.
Something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. She is moving to Tulsa, just got a job with a news station. And we were talking about, so I keep getting updates from the company that has built our neon sign, and it's actually going up very soon. So I was trying to think, again, have to do day by day. And it's like things can change in a matter of no time. In 10 minutes, they might say, you can open tomorrow. I don't think they're going to do it like that and roll it like that. But I think what we might do is do a live feed of flipping the neon on. But still, when we are able to open back up, have a full-on event as well. But I thought, man, be creative. While people are at home, this could be a light in their day. A literal light. So we might do a live feed of the neon switch, flipping the switch. Stay
That would be
tuned
awesome.
for that.
A little beacon of hope for people. Yeah. We'll be sure to get that. We'll be sure to get that up on the site so people can attend that virtually. So
Perfect.
you did some social distancing out at Black Mesa. I know that place is really important to you, but talk about going out there. Was it a couple weeks ago? You went out there?
Oh my gosh. This is what's crazy, is I had this trip planned way before we knew any of this was happening. And I was trying to look at my calendar here. I'm old school. I still write everything in my calendar. I love highlighting the days when they're done.
So nowadays it's at home.
Exactly. What do I got to do today? Nothing. So yeah, I had this trip planned, and they were still, didn't even know if the shop could close yet. Like, I had my employee Emma work in the shop, and so I was like, there's nothing, let's go ahead and go out there. So went out there, and so I was actually watching everything unfold from no man's land, which is what they call it out there. And it's literally, nobody, there's not a soul around. So it was to be so removed from a situation. For me, I feel so fortunate that I was there while this was all the beginning stages of it. I had a little extra piece to myself, being out there. But gosh, yeah, Black Mesa is I couldn't tell you. I've been there over a dozen times, and it's a magical place to me. No light pollution out there. You see all the stars. You see the Milky Way. You've got your cool star app on your phone, and you can see all the different, it's just magic.
That sounds great. And so kind of a closing thing, I've been thinking about the protests and the people trying to get the states back open far too soon before this is smoothed out, before we've even hit the peak. And as a small business owner who is directly affected by this, and as you mentioned earlier, some people are impacted a lot more. But what would you say to those people asking to just open the gates and let everyone out of the house right now?
Boy, that's tough to say, because I understand, I understand everybody's frustrations, including my own. I mean, I'm frustrated by all of this, but I feel, as a small business owner, like, I said earlier, I'd rather be safe than sorry, and be prepared, like they're saying, having the hospitals, prepared for, what's to come with this. And gosh, yeah, that's a hard thing for me as a small business owner to answer, but I can just say I understand the frustrations. And I know people, they have the right to protest, but as long as it's being done in a civil way, they've got that right. But yeah, for me, I'm just like, I would rather be patient and get open sooner than later.
Right. We definitely don't want to delay things anymore. I think everyone's had enough of it, It's just a little practice of patience.
How have you handled all of this? Do you ever get the questions sent back to you? What have you learned?
Every now and then. I've learned that me and my wife are a perfect match for one. We live in kind of a studio apartment arrangement, so we haven't been going out at all, and it's just us here in this space. She's doing yoga, we're both writing some, and working on our things. So just has brought us closer, and her family's from Italy, so just hearing about it unfold over there, and it's just such a disaster. But thankfully everybody we know over there is safe and healthy despite all the tragedy that is going on around them, but I feel fortunate in our situation to live in a rural community right now, outside of Tulsa a little bit, but yeah, so it's been okay, as good as it can be in these times.
Exactly. Yeah. And like I said, I think it's, it's so important that, and it's not easy at all, but to take these situations, and it's like, what can I do? A lot of stuff is out of our control, and it's like, okay, I can't, what can I do? What can I do about this? And so, and I look forward, one fun thing I did, and this is like a positive, and I can't help it. That's the way I look at things. I've been, I don't know, it's just in my blood. It's in my chemistry to look at the bright side of things, even though I definitely I try to be realistic about things as well. But there was one evening I got a notification through Google that said, your event is about to start. It was an art show. And I was like, Matt. Oh man. This one was with William Bubba Flint.
Okay.
He's actually an artist from Texas that was going to come down here, stay at a hotel with his wife, help the tourism economy with that side of things. So I get this notification, and I was like, just my brain started moving quick. I was like, why don't I just push this online? I had an art show on social media from 6 to 8, sold 8 pieces. I was
Wonderful.
Like, wow. And it was so it was not planned at all. It just was like, let's just see what happens. It's a very experimental time for sure, which I think a lot of people are going to learn so much from going through this and getting to tweak their businesses in positive ways, that they didn't have the time to stop and look at and examine, like we're forced to stop and examine things. So hopefully, I pray that people are able to come back, and we'll come back with a bang.
Right. And one final question I've been asking everybody I've spoken to so far: what's their one thing out there in Tulsa or the surrounding area that they've been dying to do something you're constantly thinking about, like, I'd love to go to, I don't know, like Coney Island, or Jeff said Circle Cinema, that he loves going to the movies. You know, what about you? What's your thing?
Oh my gosh, this is a big question. I will go hug all the people in the world. There's so many things I want to do. You know, Philbrook had just opened a really cool exhibit. You know, it's called Tulsa Treasures. You know,
Yeah.
I want to go see the exhibits. I want to go see a movie at Circle Cinema. I want to go eat a burger at the tavern. I want to, there's so many things I want to do. Those are just a few. I'll start there.
Yeah. Philbrook is doing their virtual stuff, and
Yes.
Circle Cinema is doing virtual screenings. And I think
Yeah.
even the tavern's doing takeout, but it's just not the same as connecting with people. You know, they're doing so much to
Oh my gosh.
try to keep things
I know.
like they were, but yeah.
Yes, and God, you know, Tulsa is just not Tulsa without those independent businesses. That's what makes us so unique.
Yeah.
So I just pray that when we get back open, that they get so much business they don't know what to do.
They will, I'm sure. Well, thank you for talking with me. It's very
Yes.
good to see you, and stay healthy. How can people connect with you and support Buck Adams during this time?
Yes, go to our website and check out all the goodies, and you know, a lot of the stuff's locally made, so you're not only helping me, you're helping these artists as well, so it's a 2-for-1 deal. But our website is buckadamson66.com. It's BUCKATOMS on 66.com, and that's the same on all social media at Buck Adams on 66. Please follow us, and then come say hi to Buck whenever we get to reopen. I love you, Tulsa.
Thank you, Mary Beth. Have a good evening.
Thank you, Mason. You too. And tell your wife I said hi.
I will.
Okay.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.